I've been super hesitant on making this video because I feel like it's one of those hot takes that will not hit with most people, whether if it's right or wrong. But I'm here. I'm getting this strange feeling recently where these, I guess you call them battle anime, and I don't know if it's that I'm too attached to the older shows that came out and that I grew up with, or if I'm into other genres now like slice of life or romance or scientific, but I honestly just feel like they haven't been hitting the same for me. I'm not trying to say battle anime fell off or anything. I know what the title says. I put it with a question mark for a reason. This is meant to be a discussion, people. And even if I had this opinion, animes like Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer could prove me wrong because of how well they're doing right now. But even if you have that small percentage of those battle animes that are doing well, there's a huge percent of them that are not even doing that good anymore. And even if I still am kind of fidgety on the animes that I listed beforehand. Maybe my main problem is I grew up with the core animes such as Dragon Ball, Yu Yu, Naruto, One Piece. Well, I didn't really grow up with One Piece, but you guys get the point, you know? And those animes set up the blueprint for like these battle animes, you know? And the blueprint being a protagonist that has a high achieving goal, limitations in a fantasy world, and those limitations are negated by a power within which they have to control, and bam, that's it. You add some characters with some nice powers and a setting in that fantasy world and some elements to that story, and you get a battle anime. I'm not gonna act like every anime was perfect back then, but it was still refreshing to see because it was like kind of the first of its kind back then. And now it's just maybe the characters are getting a little too corny or a little too irritating. Maybe the story doesn't mesh as well. Like, the animation is clunky, especially with new school. How the fuck is the animation clunky and bad? And even the power system has some issues. And yes, I am referring to the Jujutsu Kaisen video that I made a while back. And I'm not trying to diss Jujutsu Kaisen, because even though the power system was way too complicated for a normal human brain, it was still good enough to keep me invested into the show. And then in these new shows, that the power system is either too complicated or too basic. Like, sometimes it has no meaning to it. And it's easy to name basic ones such as My Hero or Demon Slayer, which is where you get what you get and you don't get upset. And there are other ones where they're too difficult, such as Jujutsu Kaisen or Black Clover. And even though Black Clover seems basic at first, then they add another thing to make it like, oh my god, what the fuck is going on? But to defend the ones that are making the power system a little too complicated, can you really blame them? They kind of have to be different, because the main problem with these newer animes is that they're being very repetitive to the founding fathers type shit. And I dare y'all to disagree with me. I fucking dare y'all to disagree with me. Y'all are the main ones on Twitter making these stupid ass comparisons and debates on anime. And while I'm just trying to enjoy my shit, alright, without hearing about a next One Piece. Point being though, we all know that these shows are getting repetitive. And even though it can be a good thing at times, even though it rarely is, it's mainly a bad thing for the obvious reasons. It's either you're not putting enough emphasis on your story or you're putting too much emphasis that it doesn't make any fucking sense. But this is my take on it. I know you guys will have different opinions because, you know, I might be one of the only people that feel this way. And I'm not going to act like I watch these animes still either way, because they are still very enjoyable to watch. I just feel like there's a slight problem with it, and that's just something that irks me, and I just feel like sharing it with y'all. Maybe there's someone out there that has the same opinion as me on this. If you catch me watching freaking Spy Family or Kaguya-sama over Jujutsu Kaisen and I guess Rising of a Shield Hero, which is a good example of a battle anime that's falling off right now after a pretty decent first season. Either way, though, is it time for other genres to take over, or will battle anime be here forever? What are your thoughts? Crispy and Deuces.